Hello friends, in this video tutorial, let us see the concept of SSAS cube partitions. So we will continue from the cube that we have developed in our last video tutorial. So this is the cube that we have developed. Now let us go to partitions tab. Over here we can see that by default two partitions have been created. One for each measure. We have selected two measures, that is measure groups. First measure group was internet sales and second measure group was reseller sales. So for each measure group, separate partition is created, and if you go to a partition, we can see there are two types of partitions: table binding and query binding. Default is table binding, which means it is a single partition. Now we can change it to query binding and provide a query with a where clause which divides the data into multiple partitions. Okay, so for this one, let us specify less than or equal to 500. So the data having sales value less than or equal to 500 will form now the first partition for internet sales. And now we can add the second partition for internet sales data. Based on the query, and over here let us specify that we want all the data where sales amount is greater than 500. So our data is divided into two partitions and all data will be covered by these two partitions. One is less than or equal to 500 and second is greater than 500. Let us rename this to P1 and let us specify that we will give the aggregates afterwards, define the aggregates afterwards. So in this way two partitions have been created for internet sales. Now similarly for reseller sales, let us create three partitions. So let us change the partition to query binding, and based on the sales amount, let us again partition the data. So let the sales amount be less than or equal to 300. Let us add second partition for reseller sales. This time let us specify the sales amount to be between 300 to 500, that is greater than 300 and less than or equal to 500. Let us create the third partition. Before that, we can also update the name over here. We can rename it directly from here. Let us add one more partition. So over here, let us specify that sales amount is greater than 500. So hence our data will be divided into three partitions and no data will be left out. Okay. That is less than 300, the less than or equal to 300, second is greater than 300 and less than or equal to 500, and third is greater than 500. And we have renamed to this one last partition to P2. So now 5 partitions are created. In this way we can have partitions based on queries. Okay, that is partitions which are based on query binding. And we can divide data into multiple partitions so that we can take advantage of parallel processing of data in different partitions to improve the query performance in SSAS cube. Now let us query the data. So we can see that from the end user point of view, there is absolutely no difference when it comes to querying the data. It's like creating the index in database. Even if index is not there, the front end doesn't change. Only thing is the performance can improve with the help of partitions, as performance improves with the help of indices in TSQL. In the same way, with the help of partitions, we can improve the performance. But as far as the GUI is concerned, as far as the queries are concerned, and way of querying the data is concerned, there is no change. So I hope friends, this video tutorial is helpful to you. Thank you.